Hey folks, Adam Schultz here. I'm gonna go over some segmenting tips for you. Now this is 100% how I do my rings, and it is not a hard and fast. This is how it has to be done. This is what I've learned works best for me, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So a lot of you have asked why I do things a certain way, and so I figured I would make a video and show you guys why and how I do things. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and switch it over down to the ring and get. So here we have the very first ring. This is really the fifth ring of 48 that I'm working on. But what you'll see is everything is together. I can move it around, I can slide it around, no problem. The pieces aren't going anywhere. Now, why is that? Because I have tape on it. All right. You'll see that the ring is still all together. None of the pieces are going anywhere. There's a couple reasons I do this. Number one, during the build phase, or after I cut and I'm making sure that all the pieces fit, that they make a nice solid ring, I have all the pieces in order, and they stay in order. You'll notice on all of my rings, I have one segment that is colored blue, or black, or silver, or what I have on hand. Now, what I will do is I'll put each of these on a piece of wax paper. And the reason I use wax paper is the glue does not stick to wax paper. Now, because this is a closed segment ring, I use Titebond 3. If this were an open segment ring or an open segment piece, I would be using Titebond translucent. So, the way I do this, so first thing I do is open up the bottle, give it a couple squeezes, make sure that the nozzle is open and there are no obstructions. And now all I'm gonna do is go through segment by segment, bend it open, and squeeze in just a little bit of glue. And put it down, and I'll go ahead and go all the way around. And I'm gonna speed this up just for your sake. All right, now this is where we get messy, or we get a little bit mess. Drop it in, and what I'm doing is I'm pushing down on each segment, making sure that it is flat and flush on the work surface. Then I very carefully grab the rubber band. That will be my clamp. Very carefully go around the ring. Now, rubber bands, they're cheap. I think I bought like a pound of them for like 13 bucks from Office Max or Staples or whatever it is. All right, and now what I do, because Titebond is water soluble, I go around the ring and I clean up a decent chunk of the glue. Get it spread out. And one of the reasons I do this, and some of you might say, oh, that's just a waste of time. Yeah, right now it's not exactly the most judicious use of my time, but in the end it actually ends up working out really well, because by spreading this out and diluting it, number one, it's going to make it a lot easier for me to clean up here in just a second, but it also makes the at least the surface dry time that much easier. If you ever read the instructions on the bottle of glue, you'll notice that it only requires like 20 to 30 minutes of clamp time. Longer if you're doing, if you've got stressed joints, but none of these are very stressed at all, if at all stressed. So now that I've wiped it down or brushed it down, I'm going to take a paper towel and I'm just going to wipe off the surface. At all. I'm going to take this to another piece of clean wax paper that I have on the counter, and I'm just going to go put it on there and wait for it to dry. Well, folks, there you have it. It really does not take me long to do. All in all, I think that took me 5 minutes at most to do. And it's going to leave a clean ring every time. So with that, go get to segmenting, guys. Have some fun with it. Get creative. And let me see what you got.